Wow, look at that. It's already recording. That must have hit something. Okay, so I saw the doctor, and she's quite impressed with how my things are going. The fact that I've also been figuring things out on my own and have figured out the whole sodium thing as versus my moisture intake. She's not ready to take me off the Lasix yet. She and I both came to the conclusion it would probably be good to stay on them for about another month, maybe 2, because we're trying to make sure that I keep my watershed in good shape. I call it watershed now, isn't that funny? Anyway, so that I'm staying from having my lungs crushed. She's also redid my nabs. She says my lungs are sounding so good now. A little bit of congestion, that's it. And she's setting me up with the pulmonary therapy and for the heart therapy. So I'll be taking those 2 therapies at the hospital here where they're held. I do not have to worry about trying to make it out of town where most of the specialists are. Out of town, out of state even for a lot of them. Sorry, my face is burning from the lupus. It's just the Anyway, it's driving me crazy. She thinks I'm coming along really well. She has noticed that, yeah, I don't do so well on lower oxygen levels. However, when I'm sitting, I'm actually at the levels that they consider the better leveling for me, which is I was at her office on 3, and I was staying at about 94%. So I was doing good. I was doing good. But that was just sitting. The moment I stood up, I went and dropped. Boom, just like that. And I'd forgotten, of course, to raise the level on my tank. Duh. But that was what I was talking about before in the other video, is that, you know, I don't always remember. As a matter of fact, most times I don't remember that in order to exert myself, I have to raise the level of my tank. And where my tank is situated, I don't have, sorry, that was pretty gross, I know. I don't have the ability, my eyes crap, so I don't have the ability to see where that level is in there. So I'm tending to try to keep it at the level I need for when I have to get up and exert myself, like get up and run to the bathroom, get up and go let the dog out when my husband can't have lunch, those kinds of things. That way I don't get out there and can't get back because I get too not able to breathe enough. But she thinks, and I'm going to go this way with her. Oh, sorry, I had something stuck in my arm. But she thinks with the respiratory therapy and the heart exercise therapy stuff, that I may in a few months come to the point I don't need to be on this all the time. So I'm doing the right things, and she's helping me get there. She's a great doctor. I would absolutely recommend Dr. Whitney Hine here. She is absolutely wonderful. She does take the time to listen fully and discuss everything with you, all your concerns, and she loves it when you help, try to figure things out with your life. And what I did was I started when I was going through all the sodium kick us, what has what, how much sodium and all that. Prior to my collapse in March, for about 3 or 4 months, I had been on a beef jerky kick. I love beef jerky, and I wanted the protein, and I knew it had a lot of salt, so I did, keep it to a minimum as much as I could. But sometimes decadence happens, But it was primarily all the salt from the jerky for those few months that culminated into that collapse, because the salt had just completely blocked all moisture in my body, and it wasn't going anywhere, and I blew up, and I blew up, and I blew up some more. And then it just came too much for my lungs to handle being squeezed, and my heart said, let's smack her too. And so between the two, they were done fighting against all the salt I was putting into my body with that. And I didn't eat salt from anything else. I mean, I never salted my eggs, that kind of stuff, But if you take a look at your beef jerky, folks, there is so much sodium, even on the low sodium ones. And yes, I purchase low sodium stuff all the time. However, the low sodium just means that it's lower than their other food that's like that, okay? So if this spaghetti sauce is the same as this one, the same brand, and then they only put part salt. And when they say low sodium, it could be just 10% lower than the other jar. So you have to find those things out. You got to look at that jar. I just did on my spaghetti sauce, and what did it come up with? For 1/2 cup of the ragu chunky mushroom, it is 470 milligrams of salt. So, I did look at the pasta as well, because sometimes you'll find salt in pasta. I use American Beauty pasta. There's no salt. So, I can eat as much of the pasta, except for the carbs, of course, that I want. But when you're really hungry and you've got you want this big mound of spaghetti sitting in front of you, because your Italian part of your body and your life says, oh God, please give me the Italian. And then you get this little 1/2 cup. I mean, people that have cooked or used a measuring cup know what a 1/2 cup is. You're going to put that and drizzle it on your spaghetti. No, it's so hard. It is so hard. It's so hard. And the worst part is today I've already hit nearly 1,000 milligrams. So the sauce is going to take it really close to that 1,500. So I can't have garlic toast to go with it, or Parmesan cheese, or Romano, or anything. So it's either I starve during the day so that I can eat dinner at night, or starve during the day, or eat dinner at night, or eat the snacky foods. Today, all I had was some tomatoes and some celery, and I was keeping track of the sodium, and yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd catch up on things and let you know that with her, she's really happy right now with me, and I'm hoping to stay out of the hospital as much as possible, of course. Though I would like to, kind of toss it in Dr. Sour's face that I can figure things out too. And by the way, for all the suggestions from all of you in the comments, thank you. Never be afraid to suggest something or tell me of your experience or someone else's experience that you know about, because that's how we learn, to maybe look into other things. I'm as pro homeopathic as you can get, okay? I really am. That's been my life, homeopathic. The worst thing I ever took was aspirin or Tylenol, and then I found out how bad Tylenol and Advil are, especially that Aleve, and I said, well, I was done with that. And then I was doing the daily aspirin dose, the 82 milligram or 81, and yeah, it was 81. But then that started wearing into my belly and causing an ulcer, so I had to give that up. So basically, yes, do your own research. Never take anything that you don't want to take until you research it. I was adamant against the Lasix, but right now they are working for me, and I may come up down the line with some kidney issues and liver issues. It depends on how long I'm going to have to be on the Lasix, because they're not supposed to be for very long. They're not supposed to be a permanent solution. So I get to see the doctor again in May on the 18th, so we'll see how everything's progressed by then. Anyway, I love y'all. Thanks so much for coming in and supporting this channel. I am getting very close to that 3,000 watch time hours. I think I saw it was 1.8 when I last checked. So we're getting there, and I appreciate all of you letting those videos just run like that. Thank you, because all of this is costing a lot of money, even though I'm only paying 25% at the hospital. But when you're paying 25% of thousands of dollars, and you can only pay so much a month, yeah, it's hard, it's difficult. So I'm trying to go to work with the hospital about the pulmonary and the heart and all that stuff. Try to get all of that stuff taken care of. Work with them as I can for the therapies and everything, and medical, not just medically, but financially. So, oh, and she said that I mentioned that maybe I should go ahead and get an eye doctor appointment, because I'm having really bad troubles with my left eye now. And she said, well, make the appointment, but don't have it until June. Have it about the first week or two of June, because she thinks that the steroids that I was given over and over and over for the last, couple months now, she thinks the steroids may have affected my vision, and that not being on steroids, my eye might begin clearing up for better vision. Not that it's going to go back to what it should have been, should be, but yeah, I'm hoping. And if I get my heart strong enough and my lungs strong enough, I'm also looking at still trying to go ahead for that cataract surgery for the right eye, so I can have that back. And yeah, there's a lot of hope here. I'm not going to count myself down and out. I mean, when I said my final goodbye, that was my final goodbye. I'm not going to say goodbye to anybody when it comes time because I won't be able to. I'll just be dead. So that was my final goodbye. So the person that said I was just looking for attention or whatever the crap she'd said, and I'm not going to call her out. Her name's Pumpkin Love or whatever numbers after that. I don't know what's wrong with that woman. Maybe she ate too many cactus flowers that had nettles in them. I don't know. But, yeah, she needs to grow up, get a life, whatever. Whatever. People like you, my dear, you need to take stock in your own life and find out why you were trying to be so mean to everybody else. And yes, ma'am, I am dying. It's just that I'm going to make it take as long as I possibly can. And if you don't like that, stop wishing people dead because it doesn't suit you that they're living still. Thank you. Love you all. Mwah. Let's hope for the best, everyone. All right. Peace out.